Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. I almost forgot my name. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to our show here. Yeah, we're very excited, very excited. We love talking about guitar stuff and hanging out with each other and hanging out with you. Yes. We do think of you constantly. I know that sounds creepy, probably, but legitimately, we do. We talk about you guys, the listeners, the supporters. We're always trying to, do the best we can to keep the show up on its tippy toes and do better for you. And we just appreciate you listening out there. So, just honk at somebody rudely and smile at them when you hear this. Anyways, we've got a fantastic guest this week, coming off of the heels of Woodwire and Volts.
That's right.
Guess who are you?
I'm Trevor Healy of Healy Guitars.
Trevor Healy of Healy Guitars. Yet another completely psycho guitar builder. None of them are. They're like the most chill people.
Oh,
ever.
yeah, it was great.
Every single time is like we get a builder on. It's are we going to read a book and eat and drink tea, or what are we doing here?
Can I get a non-alcoholic beer for you?
Exactly.
Yeah, they were free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we ran into Trevor at the show, had a great little chat with him, and, jettisoned quickly so others could talk to him, and also so we could have a nice, exploratory conversation with him on this show with you, the listeners. So we're all going to hear it at the same time. It'll be great. You better make it good, Trevor. We have a few things to discuss. Tony, do you have any announcements?
I actually do, Todd.
Okay.
This ran across my internet's feed.
Yes.
Interwebs. They were all shooting at me. This is going to be unbelievable. So Christie's announced they are hosting the Jim Irsay collection auction. Now, Jim Irsay was the former, he's passed away, but he was the owner of the Indianapolis Colts and had an incredible guitar collection. I mean, all sorts of things. I mean, he had the Fool SG. Mm-hmm. He had Kurt Cobain's Smells Like Teen Spirit competition Mustang. He had David Gilmour's Black Strat. Many, many others. And It was really cool because he would, in the latter years, he would actually truck this collection around so that other people could enjoy it. Mm. Well, it's all going up for auction coming up in March. And it's so big that it's over a couple of days. Like, for instance, he's doing Christie's is doing one auction. It's a live auction. They're calling it the Hall of Fame. That's going to be on March 12th. There's 2 days of live auctions. They're calling it the Icons of Pop Culture on March 13th and 14th. And then from the 3rd to the 17th, they're going to have an online auction. So, in addition to the 2 or the 3 live auctions, they're going to have an online. It's going to be unbelievable. I mean, there's nothing there that I will probably be able to afford.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, they said, some items as low as $100. Right. That must be, maybe you get a
gum from
a rusty string from
geez.
Johnny Cash's favorite acoustic guitar or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I just, they don't have a lot of details yet. I mean, usually Christie's pops up a couple of weeks prior to with a really nice photo listing and, descriptions of what's going to be on. In fact, they're selling a catalog that I'm actually considering getting, although it's pretty expensive. It's like For some reason, it's in pounds, so it's 65 pounds, which is a lot for a catalog. But, I mean, the stuff that's going to be in there is just unbelievable. So, mark your calendars and start draining your bank accounts now. Cash in that 401k that you're not going to use.
Indeed.
That's all I got, Todd.
Okay, I appreciate that. I got something. Hey, Trevor, where can people go check out the things that you do?
Oh, I would say the main place is still Instagram, Healy Guitars at the usual Instagram location.
Right.
The website is pretty good, healyguitars.com. HEALY.
Right.
Generally, I update the blog for that when I do a new Instagram post. So that part of it is kind of the most up to date.
Got it. Okay. Now, I also have a little something. Whenever we get new supporters on the show, we always like to, find out a little bit about them. Mm-hmm. And last week, we read off it wouldn't be last week. It would have been the week before this one that we read off one of our newest supporters.
Yes.
Uday Ram.
Oh, yes.
And so he said, many thanks for keeping the conversation going. So you're not going to like this, but my number one, so we usually say what's your favorite gear that you're playing? My number one for the past 3 decades has been a 1994 Sunburst Strat that has undergone more than a few mods over the years, namely lipstick pickups because of that one SRV guitar, an ebony 24 1/4 replacement conversion neck.
3/4.
What did I say?
And 1/4.
Oh, 1/4. Well, add 2 more quarters.
50 cent more.
Yeah. Because of my baby hands and tendonitis and various cosmetic changes, because I can't leave it well enough alone.
Well, and if you remember last time, we talked about a Strat with a 24 3/4 inch scale, which is a Gibson scale length. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of players that like that scale length.
Yeah.
And if you're jumping back between Gibsons and Fenders. But go ahead. Continue, Todd.
Well, I think actually Chase was telling us that he was considering doing that.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay. I can't leave it that way. My number 2 is a champagne gold PRS S2 standard 22 that I had modded with coil splitting toggles, because toggles.
Yeah, why not?
I like toggles. And a push-pull that throws the pickups into that quacky, out-of-phase territory. The neck has been sanded down and refinished due to the PRS poly being too sticky for my sweaty baby hands. And the amps, and Tony has very sweaty hands too.
But they're not baby hands.
No, you just sweat like sausage grease.
No, I sweat acid.
It's like bacon wrapped neck.
I have acid hands.
That's what it's like playing a guitar that you've just handled.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like those hot dogs you get in Mexico. They're all wrapped in bacon.
Cry 1,000 tears.
The amp is a Mesa Boogie California Tweed, attenuated and IR'd through a Captor X.
Yeah, Captor
Ooh,
X.
you got it all dialed in there, man.
Bingo.
So he said, talking about the show, I love the 4 on the Floor, followed by the what's going on in our music world this week, which we're just about to get to. I feel like both segments provide an insightful window into your interviewees' world outlook, or at least a snapshot of their lives in a moment in time, at the top of the show using language we as a community can all understand. Specifically, I truly enjoy hearing how the way that people answer these two questions changes from one appearance to the next. And you don't ask, but I'm going to tell you what my long-standing 4 on the Floor has been.
Okay.
A Red House Electronics Midnight Phaser, yes, before Mike changed the name of the company to Native Audio.
That's correct.
A Dry Bell Unit 67, ooh. A Boss Dimension C DC-2W.
That's very specific.
And shocking, a Strymon Flint.
Yep, bingo.
We also like to ask, what what made you decide to support the show? He says, I've been meaning to support the Guitar Knobs for a while now. Like I mentioned when we met, the show has given me a tremendous amount of joy over the years, and it truly feels like I'm sitting around the table with you, Tony, and your guests, which is such a testament to the aesthetic and culture you and Tony cultivate. I read that a little out of joint there. That was a continuation. Especially during COVID, when we weren't seeing much of anyone in person, this kind of connection was so meaningful and sustaining. I don't want to put too fine a point. I don't want to put too fine a point on it. Boy, that must have been really hard to sing, actually.
What?
Because that's an actual lyric.
Well, no, it's not to put too fine a pine on it.
Right, but
say I'm the only bee in your bonnet.
Yes, but to put fine point on it. Ugh.
Not to put
thanks
too fine a point on it.
Anyways, but at a time when we were losing public goods, when we are losing public goods like the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and beloved local institutions, brick and mortar stores, restaurants, nonprofits, etc., are closing down, it feels more important than ever to support the causes you truly care about. In terms of the proximate cause behind supporting the show now, it was meeting you at WWV, that's Wood Wire and Volts, and feeling surprised, relieved, ecstatic that you guys were the real deal. And you probably know, as you probably know, I can feel oddly disconcerting when someone's on-the-air persona is at odds with how they show up in real life. Truly appreciate you being so accessible and fostering such a lovely community. All the best, Uday.
Thanks, Uday.
That was very, very lovely. He goes on to just really quick. A P.S. My wife said I can buy myself a Healy growler, so that was the second big W for the weekend. Looking forward to hearing Trevor on the show one of these days.
There he is.
Oh, I did not. That was not a prime. That was not a setup. That's actually
the real deal.
I'm glad he got approved.
Yeah, imagine if we would have had another builder on when I read that. That would have been...
Yeah, it would have been a little uncomfortable.
Yes, and he also got the Immortal Axes after hearing Lisa on the show. So, yes,
excellent.
That's a great book. Go out and get that. Uday, thank you. You continue to charm and wow us, and we're thankful that you're out there. Well, let's get on to one of your favorite segments of the show. What's going on in our music world this week? Trevor, you and I are going to sit back and listen to the velvety, foggy sounds of Tony, the Sausage King Baloney from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Todd, for that beautiful
And then we're going to check in with Trevor.
Yes. Well, this week... actually, the past couple of weeks, I have been just going through one of the best issues of Vintage Guitar Magazine. This is the February 2026 edition. In fact, had these available at NAMM if you were there.
Yes.
But I'm a subscriber, and this one ticks all the boxes because there's a very good article on Rickenbacker 12 strings.
Do you have a piece of food on your forehead?
Where?
Where the food is.
Where? On my forehead? What the hell is that?
Well,
yikes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
It's probably
where the food is.
It's probably where's my forehead?
Okay.
It's probably a plastic shaving. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyhow, excellent article, great photos. Rickenbacker 12 strings, one of my truly near and dear to my hearts. Nice picture of Tom Petty playing his.
Yeah.
Then they even squeaked in a couple of Vox and a Dan Electro, and even a Fender 12. So very nice. But even better, the 40 most valuable guitars. And this is Vintage Guitar puts out an annual price guide. And so this is based on their prices. And guess what the number one is?
Most valuable?
Most valuable.
I'm going to say...
Don't even look.
Is it hang on. Is it a Is it owned by somebody famous?
Well, no. This is the guitar. If you were to try to buy one in the market,
Okay, so
most
it's
valuable.
not.
It's not necessarily
no
a celebrity.
provenance.
Yes, no
That's
provenance.
Provenance.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, according to
All that for my cop out answer.
yeah, very nice. Boy, have you ever considered a political career?
Yes.
According to Vintage Guitar, a 1958 or 59 Gibson Explorer valued at between $1 million and $1.35 million.
Like 5 or 15 of those or something like that?
In 58, 19 were shipped, and 3
That was
more in
pretty close.
59.
It was pretty close.
So that would be, I count 22. So that is the most valuable. And then
And how many of those does Joe Bonamassa own?
I don't know if he has well, I'm sure he's got an Explorer.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
correct me.
Come on.
Well, I'm sure. I don't know if he's got one of that particular era.
Okay, keep going. You're not going to read them all off.
No, I'm just.
Thank you.
The second one kind of surprised me.
Okay.
This
Wait, Trevor, what do you think is the second most expensive?
Oh, I mean, I would have assumed some kind of a Strat, but when you said Explorer, I'm like, I have no idea.
Well, and I'm guessing it's not a Burst.
No, the Burst would be number 3.
Okay.
But the number 2 is a pre-war Martin style 45.
I thought you were going to say it was an acrylic BC Rich.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So yeah, that style 45 pre-war, between $500,000 and $850,000. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
And
a
interestingly,
considerable drop from the Explorer too, by the way.
yeah, by half. But Trevor, for your interest, a 54 Strat comes in at number 6, between $250,000 and $350,000. So
Yeah.
Wow.
all of these are out of my price range, by the way.
Yes.
I think.
If it's got bolts, it's half.
Yeah, well, that's relatively true, except for the Bigsby,
Yeah.
the 48 to 56 Bigsby. But anyhow, great. If you don't have a copy of this, get a copy of it. It's got some great stuff in it.
As much as you plug that, I feel like we should, like, get a little reciprocation.
little
Work on that.
quid pro quo.
Work on that, will you?
Yeah, okay. I'll get on. It's my favorite magazine.
I know.
It's well done, and it's as the magazines in the world dwindle down to a handful anymore, especially when it comes to the guitar stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. I've been a subscriber for 100 years.
Yes.
Well, they've only been at least 86 to 2026. It's their 40th anniversary. So I've been a subscriber for most of those 40 years.
That actually makes me think of the when you said it's my favorite magazine. I was just rewatching the Toast episode where Ed gets a big stack of magazines and I can't remember what he says, and he's like, "Hang on, Ed, isn't that just a bunch of like old ladies' sweater patterns?" And he's like, "Yes." Like, what? Anyways, that's your second favorite magazine.
Trevor, what's going on in your musical world this week?
Oh, well, on the return trip from Woodwire Volts, the guitars came back safely, so that was wonderful.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And the growler that Uday played and you guys saw sold today to a local client. So that was
fantastic.
That was wonderful. Yeah.
That's a very good thing to happen during the week.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Did you have some delays getting back home?
Yeah, what was it? Friday morning, my flight got canceled. That was scheduled for Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just guessed on like, okay, let me just add 2 days to this. I was like, I'm not going to take the first next flight available because that'll probably get canceled.
Yep.
So it turned out to actually be really wonderful to spend Sunday and the majority of Monday walking around LA and getting to hang out with the people.
Oh, that's cool.
On an extended timeline, which was awesome.
Yeah. I think that was all a hidden bonus for a lot of us. It was good. Yeah.
What about you, Todd?
Well, I was very busy honing a few new tunes for the Valentinos. We just booked recording time with the grizzled owner of this studio. So I'm really excited to finally get to go in and track some music. And I'm really, really, really excited about the new songs that we're making right now. So
nice.
We were going to wait and go like, no, let's finish and get all, like 9 or 10 or 12 songs on there. And I said, we've got let's get these 4 in the bag, man.
Did you guys get a new guitar player?
Yeah, to replace the crap one. No, Tony. Yes. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. So we're going to be doing that in late February, and then have some stuff to spread across the land, and
sprinkle it amongst the Spotify,
and the fields of music. Anyways, that's what I got.
Nice.
And in doing so, I had to do a little bit more pedal musical chairs. With a few things, but thank goodness I had my Tour Gear Designs patch cables.
Oh, aren't those handy?
Yep. And I had a full stack and wasn't even worried. I was like, I'm gonna be able to complete this task and not go, crap, I need one more cable.
Where's that cable I thought I had?
And that was all possible because of Tour Gear Designs. You need to go over and check those out for yourself.
Where?
At tourgeardesigns.com. Load up your cart.
Load it up.
Going to want to get them. Get a bunch of different sizes. Trust us. And when you do, hit purchase, but don't worry. Because when you do, it gives you an opportunity to save 15% on the order you were just about to buy.
Did you say 15%?
15%. Just put in the code.
The Guitar Knobs, all lowercase, all one word.
And you got a deal. So thank you to Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
One, two, 3. 4 on the floor. All right, Trevor from Healy Guitars. What is your 4 on the floor?
So the first pedal is the Dude Incredible from Electronic Audio Experiments.
Mm-hmm.
It has since been kind of discontinued or broken into 2 constituent parts, one being the Surveyor pedal. So the Dude Incredible came about because of the sort of legendary gear of Steve Albini. He used an IVP preamp, which is a rack-mounted solid-state preamp unit. Kind of hard to find and cumbersome, So he had that tucked away with a Bassman amp in his kind of legendary head with one knob. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steve Albini's gear.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, hey, Steve, let me borrow the blah, blah with the knob.
Yeah,
but,
So then on the floor, he would have the harmonic percolator pedal, the Interfax, kind of the original. And I think he had a clone made as well from a local tech or someone he was, friends with. So John from EAE put the 2 primary sounds into one pedal. So one half is the IVP and one half is the harmonic percolator clone. So I really like pedals that are kind of 2-in-1 or some other option within it that modulates or something like that. So the Dude Incredible kind of has that awesome solid state preamp. I don't know. It's not quite like the Tascam, trim overdrive sort of thing that you get from a solid state 4-track, but it's in that wheelhouse. And something about it, I also play a trainer amp, and something about the two of those things just gives it this extra little sizzle that's really interesting. And it's kind of the perfect amount of drive, the IVP side.
Which trainer are you playing?
I have a YBA 1.
Ah, the Bassmaster.
From the first 2 or 3 years. So it doesn't have that sort of exterior frame. Yeah.
Those are fantastic amps. That's just the head, right?
Yep, just the head. I have a 212 cabinet.
That's tough to beat. I mean, I had one of those a long, long time ago, and foolishly sold it.
Why is it tough to beat?
Because the price is
right.
We've
talked about this before, but it's worth talking about.
So trainer amps, made in Canada, were essentially, I mean, you might as well call them. They used a lot of the Fender and Vox stylings and schematics and such, but the YBA 1, which was is that a 50 watt? I can't remember now. Is it?
Yeah,
or 45, 50 watts. It's basically a Bassman slash with a little Marshall-y overtone because it uses EL34s instead of 6L6s.
But it's a relatively small head, isn't it? It's like half.
No, it's a good size head.
Really?
It's
What's
not
the small ones? Is that they're like, by small I just mean not.
Well, not as big as a Marshall, but it's
no, like the Bassman head that's a pretty wide head.
It's probably actually the width of like a deluxe amp.
Yeah.
So not as small as a Princeton, but in that it's actually kind of deep, which is it's almost a square ultimately when you look over the top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah. Because
I had it modded for a master volume too, so you can really dime the preamp and kind of get drive just within the amp really nicely.
Yeah, those are great amps. I mean, congratulations. That's one. Keep yours. Don't sell it like I did mine.
Indeed. Okay. Next, please.
All right. So, and I actually have 2 whole separate pedal boards. One is at work and one is for my band. So I'm kind of going through, I'll do the work one second, but that'll just be really quick. The Death by Audio reverberation machine is my main reverb, and it's at the end of the signal chain, and just turning it on and having it at, I guess, what would be 9 o'clock, just enough, to have kind of like not much of a boost at all, just maintain the signal level.
Mm-hmm.
On the dark setting, there's a dark and a bright reverb, and maybe the reverb mix up at 11. There's a certain mid-range that comes out, and a little bit of clarity that whenever I turn it off, I'm like, I miss it. And I don't use reverb in any sort of washy way. I'm mostly concerned about the overall tone. So I rarely turn it up, past maybe 1 o'clock, and I never turn it on to the bright setting. And I don't use the drive setting on it either. There's a huge amount of gain in the middle knob. And maybe just turn that up just so it's not off. I mean, 1% or something. And something about the tone of that pedal just enhances the overall sound in a way that I love.
That's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
How about number 3?
Lately, number 3 is the Harmonic Pistachio Boost. So I found this guy.
Are you nuts about it?
That's about it. It's green, amazingly, right?
Yep, of course.
I'm almost certain it's named after the color that you can order, the single size, the smallest size pedal enclosure pre-painted.
Yeah.
You just pick this whatever size it is and the pistachio color. So I found it on Reverb a few years ago, and it was like $58, right? So I just went, okay, I got to try this thing. It's made by a guy named Haruya. He's a young dude I believe he's in San Jose, and he stopped selling stuff for a while because he's in school. I'm guessing maybe he's in grad school now, so he could be in his mid-20s. So I asked him about 6 months ago if he would make a batch for me, seeing that they weren't on Reverb anymore, and he made a batch of 8, and we sold them through my shop, in a week and a half. I just had one on the board, and everybody plugged in, turned it on and off, and was like, yeah, okay, sold. And we sell them for $80.
How do you pronounce? Did you say harumonic?
Harumonic, Harumonic. I haven't looked at his Reverb in a while to see if he's still selling stuff, but I think we've sold about 14 of them so far.
Oh, wow.
It's just a really great boost pedal. Again,
I can't find
similar
this to save my life on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I should start the store tonight.
That's
right?
why you have to talk to Trevor and buy one from him. That's why he's sold 14 of them.
Exactly, man.
I will do another order ASAP. But I love the mystery of it too, because I just get, I get my order and he sends them and they're gone. I think we have 2 left. So if anybody listening wants to shoot me an email.
HARUMONIC.
Yeah.
I can't
I
think
would
of.
put in pistachio too.
Yeah, I did.
If you're searching. I'll take a look in a second. So it's a buffer booster. It's another one of those pedals. If you just want to bring one thing out with you and have some, an extra little bit of gain, set it. We have 2 different versions that we asked him to do, and one is 9 o'clock being unity, and then the other is 12 o'clock being unity. So if you want to turn your amp up a lot, you can then dial back the buffer and turn it off as your boost and get, just your amp full out, or the opposite. So there's different qualities to the tone based on just how you use it. Another one of our amps at the shop is a Silvertone 1483 with a 115 speaker. And I swear when I turn this thing on, it makes it sound like a Princeton. And you're like, this shouldn't be happening. And yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
So, a little plug for an unknown.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's one we haven't heard of and seemingly can't find any information on.
Yeah, does it come in a Faraday bag or something?
Exactly.
What the untraceable? Nothing is untraceable on the internet except the one pedal that we've never been able to clock on here.
All right. Well,
yeah.
We'll dig in a little deeper. What's your number 4?
Number 4, again, lately, because all these things just keep moving in and out, it's another Electronic Audio Experiments pedal, the Mirror House. So that pedal was made for a fellow named slip of the tongue there, Rick McGuire. And he has a band called Pile, and they're from Boston. And I made Rick a long scale growler about 2 years ago.
That's one of your guitar models.
That's one of my guitar models. It's sort of a Les Paul double cutaway. And the long scale, it's 26.5-inch scale. So he tunes it to C standard or D standard with a drop C. So he and John were talking about collaborating on a pedal that they could sell on tour. And he had this idea of having pitch shifting that could go up or down and sort of moved in a way with your pick attack. So like an envelope, you hit a little harder and you can, depending on the sensitivity, you can get the pitch to shoot up. I mean, not quite whammy territory, but in that vibe. Or like, a pitch shifter pedal when you have it in the whammy setting for, that foot down on the pedal whammy style sound. It's got that and 3 different settings where you can get chorus sounds, or dial it for simply to be pitch shifting, and it can move up or down like the what's the pitchfork. So there's some similarities to the pitchfork. And I just find it to be a really versatile pedal. Again, like I try and not have a stacked board, and I can just flip it between chorus and pitch shift or chorus and, a little bit of like, I don't mix things really heavy, but just an interesting modulation just depending on the pitch attack or the pick attack. So I found that to be really fun.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what kind of music you listen to / play. Can you enlighten us on that?
Yeah, so my band is called Slant of Light. We just released an LP and had a record release show the other night that went really well. We play music sort of in the vein of lots of indie stuff from the 90s up till now, like Sonic Youth and Blonde Redhead, Shellac, Television. There's influences from all sorts of genres. We all grew up kind of listening to Louisville music like Rodin and June of 44, things that were like, kind of Lungfish, like Discord bands.
Okay.
So kind of a pretty diverse mix of influences. And I mean, now everybody listens to everything. Our drummer is primarily kind of influenced by the jazz drummers that he's studied over the years. And I don't know, we've got a pretty, it's not shoegaze, it's not, straight up rock. Mm-hmm. There's some poppy elements to it. And we're a 5-piece with a lead vocalist.
What is the band called again?
Slant of Light.
Slant of Light. Is
and
light spelled like LYT or something?
No, LIGHT. And Slant of Light Sounds is our Bandcamp.
Okay. All right, everybody.
And you can
check that out.
You can stream it anywhere too. The record just came out on Friday, so it's fresh.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yes. So, can I ask where you had that printed?
A to Z.
A to Z.
I didn't handle that end of things. Our drummer recorded it and mixed it, and self-released. But I think I think we did a fantastic job.
Very nice. Yeah. I mean, man, you got to promote it.
Exactly.
I'll pop that. I'll listen to that on the way home from our studio tonight.
Awesome.
Very cool. Well, that is, I love when we get to, hear new people's music, but it's also, it's quite literally like okay, now put your rocks away, everybody, for what I'm about to say. It is like when someone goes, oh, so-and-so just had a baby. It's like it is creating, it is unleashing something new that hasn't ever been in the world before. However, even if it sounds like something else, it's still unique. It's still new. And the fact that, you or whomever puts something out decides I'm going to put everything I can into this and try to contribute to human history. That's flipping cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a ton of work. We're doing this to have fun, and I think I couldn't be happier. I mean, I'm glad it's out there now, A lot of that, like,
hey, settle down, man. Settle down.
it's the
This
same
is a
waiting
family
game.
show.
Like the gestation of, to go that route of the project, and then, finally comes out.
What, aside from playing guitar, do you have another role in the band? Are you the main writer, or?
Most of the time, Chris is the other guitar player in the band. He and I would flesh out guitar parts together and then have a full band rehearsal, or sometimes it was three of us live here, the bassist, and the two guitars. So we would do, sort of the melodic elements of the song and then get together with our drummer and singer and get everything together. Chris would either bring an idea, or I would, or Josh, our bassist at the time. He's on the record, and we have a new person, Adrian, playing live with us. So lots of fluctuations just because we're all adults and, there's kids in the mix and all that kind of stuff. Who's available at any given time?
Yeah. Well, that is the harsh reality of being in a band sometimes.
Exactly.
Well, let's get moving on. Now that we have a better understanding of your musical background and, pedals and all that kind of stuff, and we can, read your erratic behavior. I would love to know how you ended up basically at Woodwire and Volts, not by way of Curtis, but your path to creating guitars that he said, yeah, let's get these out here.
Yeah, absolutely. So in high school, I started making instruments out of, sort of junk, and put strings on my skateboard, and, started looking at Warmouth magazines about, ordering guitar parts and stuff like that. And never really took the plunge into doing any woodwork until this is crazy. I made a didgeridoo. Okay. That was all the rage in the early mid 90s. I just did it as a way to, like, kind of make something that made a sound, right? And I don't know, I was just really taken with the idea of making instruments. So a couple of years later, a friend of mine, Ryan Welcome, he showed me two instruments that he made at Roberto Venn School of Luthery in Arizona.
Yep.
And I was already in college, but I kept thinking about it, and I took a semester off and went to Roberto Venn. So at that school, you build an acoustic and an electric guitar. And there was an option for building a baritone conversion neck too, which I did. So I was making music that I wanted to kind of get lower with. I think there were some baritones available at that point, like maybe the Dan Electro had just come out. This was like 99. And the band Tortoise I really love, and they played, melodic elements on bass. So I was a guitar player, but I wanted lower end sounds. So that's like really early on in my Luthery career, I started thinking about baritone instruments. So I went to that school. It's 6 months, 5-6 months. And when I got back, I made another acoustic guitar for a friend, a couple, what's called an Irish bouzouki. It's like a double course octave mandolin type of a sound. That's the instrument my dad was playing a lot. So I made one for him. And then after graduating college, I got a job at Sadowski Guitars in New York City.
Okay.
And
That
Roger
seems to be like a
Sadowski's-
launching point for quite a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys got to meet Chris Swope there, who at Woodwire Volts, who makes the Descendant vibrato,
Descendant,
but
yeah.
we worked
And Swope Guitars.
we
yeah.
worked together there. Norio Amai was there, who does all the repair work for the Rolling Stones and Paul Simon and people like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got into, basically that job brought me fully into the electric guitar world. I think when I first started, I was thinking acoustics would be the way, and maybe if I'd gotten a job at Collings or somewhere like that, that would be it. But yeah, electrics kind of took over, and I was making electric basses there. And we built stuff for like Jason Newsted and a bunch of, there was this band Rooney, I think that they were called. I really liked making
I feel
instruments.
like I remember that band called Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like, I mean, everybody uses them. Will Lee from Late Night, from The Late Show, David Letterman. It was just like an endless stream of people that were well known. And that was like because the instruments were that good, which was crazy. It was like my first job, and I'm like making these things for people that are pros. It wasn't just like, yeah, you know, your friends are asking you to make stuff and you're getting better at it as you go. So it was like, this has to be up to snuff pretty quickly. So that was kind of a wonderful first step there. Chris Swope was my main kind of, he was the production manager, so I learned a lot from him and took over his job when he left to go to the Gibson Custom Shop. So for a couple years, I was production manager and kind of handling, you know, a few other, you know, the workflow of the shop. There were probably 8 people there. And I mean, all that was great. And at some point I was doing a lot of the guitars as well. And I started coming up with some of my own designs. And I built kind of a one-off instrument for a friend of mine. And in return, he made my first website and drew the logo. So the original logo with the serifs on the H, you know, on the name and the branch below it. And that's Rishikesh Hirway. He does the Song Exploder podcast. And I done a sort of a parts project guitar for Ty and Day Braxton from Battles. So kind of started to get projects going that would kind of turn into my brand, you know? So that was mid 2000s, like 2005 or 6. And then I went to work for Gary Brower in San Francisco. My wife was going to grad school there. So that was all repair. She was studying fine art. So she was a printmaker, fiber artist, drawer, you know, not quite illustrator, but in, you know, creative work. Sure. Not necessarily abstract, but not, you know, not portraiture or anything like that. So while you know, the way that I talk about working at Gary's shop was that I also went to grad school, and it was for guitar repair because it was such a busy shop, and I learned so much in such a short period of time that, you know, it was incredible. And this luthier, Tim Frick, worked there at the same time, and I learned a ton from him. I feel like I got really, really lucky walking into that shop and getting a job.
For those who are, you know, imagining like, oh, you learn things and you get better at stuff, and you know, you could say, well, couldn't you get that training anywhere? What kind of thing maybe was one of the most important things like that you took away from that experience with that high caliber of people around you?
Yeah, I would say two things, like just being able to work quickly, efficiently, and be able to do multiples. So at Sadowski, it was you're not fretting one neck and going through the whole process alone and going, okay, there's a high fret. I guess I'll level that out. It was you would get your work inspected by somebody and they'd say, that's not good enough yet. Fix these 3 spots. You fix it and do another one right after it. And the whole day would be working on fretting a neck or 2 necks or 7 necks or 10, you know? So by the end of the first month, I'd probably fretted 30 necks and made 10 bone nuts and set up, you know, 10 basses.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing happened at Gary's. I had gotten really used to doing nuts and saddles on, or, you know, nuts for guitars and basses that were all uniform. So all of the Sadowski work was going to be the same. We had to produce, you know,
That's like sort of a Japanese mentality as far as like work and craft goes. You spend an enormous amount of time on learning the smaller things one at a time until you kind of master that. Then you get to do the next less small thing, and then you know it takes years to you know, to do some of those things. Some of it takes an entire lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So at Gary's shop, it was suddenly you have to do a nut on a Martin guitar, you have to do a nut on a Telecaster, maybe a Yamaha, and let's say a Jackson where it's finished over, or a Gibson that's finished over, and they're all different, and the nut widths are different. So suddenly you're like, how am I ever going to do multiples of this? And then it turns out in 5 years, you do like hundreds of multiples of those.
Yep.
You know, so even when you're thinking, oh no, I'm never going to see that again, suddenly 3 are in, you know, a bound Gretsch or something, the binding's falling off. You're like, oh, I don't ever want to see that again. 2 would come in the next day.
Well, yeah. With that sort of like right in front of us, this might be a potential inflammatory question, but do you think that most I don't want to even turn it around necessarily for most of the guitar builders out there. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's fair to say that the average guitar player, not by average by how good they are, but just, you know, at large, all of them, are amazing at 1 or 2 things and pretty good at everything else, amazing at everything, amazing at almost nothing, and very good? Like, it's hard to gauge because when you consider all of the other elements required to build a guitar, and knowing how many boutique guitar builders are out there, and knowing what, you know, the kind of theory that you were just talking about, how do you view the landscape? Without throwing any shade or, you know, anything.
Oh,
like that.
100%.
It's just trying to understand.
Yeah, I throw shade in private, and you know, and then find myself like, but there's so many things about those guitars that are so wonderful too. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like I think any instrument that someone is comfortable playing and making music is like still super exciting. So, and we see all sorts of things all the time in our shop that are like, oh, yeah, sure, they didn't quite get that right, but we'll figure it out. And I mean, that goes all the way up to Fender and Gibson. So I've learned that if you pretty much anything can be rectified. But as a person who's done a lot of making a lot of guitars better, let's say, the first thing an experienced builder does, or a repair person does, is check the setup. So you're sighting the neck. You might even adjust the truss rod, see how straight the edge is on the frets, check the nut height, pull the strings in and out, see if they're, caught up at all, check how it's strung. And you've got a pretty good idea of what's going on with the whole guitar. Mm-hmm. So certain instruments will come in for an evaluation, and you're like, you have to be pretty diplomatic with someone who's ordered a, $3,000 to $7,000 guitar, and it might need a refret. And again, I'm not saying custom built. I might be saying Gibson. So it's become easier to be diplomatic over time. It's just the nature of the instrument, and sometimes they're not perfect.
Well, the guitar is an imperfect instrument. I mean,
it really is.
Really, and heat and humidity and other things can really affect the way a guitar plays. And that's the harsh reality of it.
But the landscape is great. I mean, if we're thinking about people at Woodwire Volts, I wouldn't question any of the setup work on any of the builders, period. I mean,
you're right. Every guitar that I picked up there, I mean, as we were talking about this last time in our wrap up for NAMM and Woodwire Volts, and it's just like there's something as special about a guitar that's made by a lot of these smaller boutique builders. There's just something. I think it just comes down to the attention to detail.
Yeah, and in the past, I wasn't super excited about kind of the relicking, but it's gone in a totally different direction, and I think it's a way to be more creative in your work, and if you have an audience for it, I'm game. So I've taken some of the things that I see from the way that Frank Brothers does, like this perfectly even, aged finish. And, then you look over at Abernethy, who's a little exploring, let's say, a little more with how much paint is coming off purposefully, right? Mm-hmm. And I can see wonderful things about each. There's just so many things to choose from now, which is wild. So sometimes creatively, I'm like, where do I go next? So many people are doing really, really, really interesting things.
Yeah. I think when we're also talking about like when people are doing interesting things is when they do interesting things and then say, wait a minute, I think this could be one of my things.
Right.
Like referencing Abernethy with the headstock, like now that's like kind of synonymous with that, with his brand. Mm-hmm. Now,
absolutely.
Obviously that open headstock, he didn't come up with that because that was, on classical guitars and older steel strings. Mm-hmm. Yes, Tony?
Correct.
But nobody's really putting them on offset electrics that I'm aware of. And Tony, are you?
No, that's pretty much unique to that.
Yeah,
to that brand.
And obviously there's other things about that brand, but it is cool when someone says, "Ooh, this is a thing," and kind of starts to own that. Not everybody can do that, but it is kind of fun when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so along with the Growler, the other model I make is called the Healer, and one of the guys at Gary's shop named it the Healy Healer. You know, had a good ring to it, and we'd been one of our clients and people we were hanging out with was actually a Chinese herbal medicine doctor. So, and he was kind of known as a healer. So it was just an interesting moment in time. But I was looking at a lot of the vintage guitars in the shop, and I saw a Kay and I saw a Hagstrom, and I was like, I really love these like longer headstocks.
Yeah.
So the first two healers, I had a longer peg head that was, by like an inch over a Fender, which meant that I had to like modify the tuners to make everything kind of fit into the right framework, and really redrew everything from scratch. And then when I started doing the Growler, I'd been the only 3-in-3 headstock I'd ever done was on an acoustic guitar or one of my older instruments. And I really loved froggy bottom guitars, and the space beyond the last set of, the G&D tuners, it was just longer. And I love the rounded corners of the Martin headstock. So it was sort of incorporating those two things, of just like extending that in the way that I extended the Healer. So that in a way, it's become a signature, identifier. The headstock is always an identifier. But I think that's the thing that a lot of builders and fans of builders look at first, is like, does that work or not?
Yeah.
So the Growler was your first model, is that correct?
That was the second model.
Oh, second.
The Healer, I'd made two of them in San Francisco, two more when I moved back east.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the Growler was the first instrument that someone locally had asked if I would ever consider doing a double cut. And you had mentioned lipstick pickups earlier. That was crazy. The first Growler had 3 lipstick pickups.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Now, what do you tend to favor in that? I know that you've got a couple different things going on your website with the Growler when it comes to pickups.
It's become kind of the Growler has become the platform for humbuckers or humbucker-sized P90s. We've done a few things with Filtertrons, like both TV Jones and the Lollertrons. So anything humbuckery seems to work for that. And I always do, or I try to do, a wraparound bridge as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I think tonally on that guitar, it's chambered with a center block. Excuse me. And like how all the parts are coupled together on that guitar, it's as close to like a string or a neck through that I could imagine without actually constructing it that way. I think just the resonance of the wraparound bridge is the key to kind of the tone of that guitar.
Is there a wraparound bridge that you like to use?
I use the Mojo X bridge primarily. He's been making that. I call it a wiggle. It's sort of it's intonated. It's not just a simple curve like a tailpiece. And you have adjustment forward and back on both sides. And I swear, you put on a set of 10s and set it in this one spot, and it is as intonated as any telly I've ever played. Yeah, with 3 saddles, And I've never, especially when you're just start playing the guitar and enjoying it, I think it stays in tune a lot better.
No, I'm a big fan of wraparounds too. And yeah, I mean, the intonation is always been kind of a hit and miss thing. I mean, but again, as we were talking before, the guitar is imperfect, and if you
except when everybody's yelling at you to be in tune,
tune up. But yeah, I can see where a bridge like this would really help Because it's got those molded in points that, basically are for intonation. So
Yeah.
very cool.
That's pretty
And
slick.
there's no moving parts to it, right? I
Right.
mean, it's just anchored to the studs, so no need to like worry about, oh, is that overtone coming from a spring or what is that?
Yeah.
Nothing's there.
Are
I love that.
Do the studs have like a cap that locks everything in place? Because one of the things I've always had some issues with, and I use a lot of Tone Pros stuff now. You'd get a little bit of bridge rock where you kind of shift a little inside the, if it's not to exact tolerance.
Sure, yeah. I think the Mojo X, he gives you just enough room that rise is fairly insignificant, maybe
Right.
a 30-second inch or something.
Yeah.
So that when it's plated, you're not running into any problems. I just used the Music City bridge for the first time and loved that, the Savvy bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can order the locking tops. So yeah, even more coupled, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah. But you have to do kind of the same thing. If you want to adjust the intonation, then you're detuning and unlocking.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'll take that small bit of rise over the two steps any day. And that's not a criticism of the part. It's just me.
No, I totally get it. Yeah. It is double the work. And, if it's once you get everything set where it's supposed to be, they're great, but it can be very painful to go back and forth, loosening and tightening strings and moving things just a millimeter or two.
Yeah.
Trevor, as someone who has to build these things, this is what you do. What is your favorite thing about your guitars?
I would say that they're all chambered, so there's an inherently acoustic tone to them when they're unplugged. That, there's instruments that I play that have it. I'm not saying I'm the only person that has this sort of tone, but there's a vibrancy to the acoustic tone that makes me and other people happier to play it unplugged. I will never tell you that that's going to come through an amp that's dimed on a stage with, a full band playing with you. But I do feel that like what I refer to as biofeedback is really important. So if you are physically feeling those vibrations more, then I think I personally have a better time, and I'm like reacting to how the instrument is, what it's giving back to me. There's a sort of a certain bounce to the string that I really like. And I feel like the growler and the healer, when everything else kind of comes together, just how well all the parts fit, that acousticness unplugged is a really important factor to me. And then sort of just the comfort of like familiarity and neck shapes and stuff like that. I have bigger hands or a bigger reach, so I don't really mind a neck being a little bit bigger. But one thing we've done on the growler is it's almost always a 1 5/8 nut width with a slightly thicker neck. And that's something that kind of isn't out there other than in vintage Telecasters. So, and I'm not talking super thick, but like 0.89, 0.91 at the first fret. But with a narrower nut width, I think a lot of people are surprised at how comfortable that is. So it's a shape that I think should be out there more, and I found to be really comfortable. I definitely go thinner. I mean, we go to like 8.2 sometimes, but I like kind of introducing these things that like are a little bit unfamiliar, yet you look at it and you're like, yeah, I've seen some guitars like that. It's a little bit like a Gretsch, or I felt something that feels like this. And the chambering is also, it helps the weight. So
Yeah.
that was something I kind of took from Sadowski, is that all the basses were chambered. There were very few solid instruments other than Swamp Ash. If it was just deemed too light to begin with, it wouldn't be chambered, you know.
Well, one thing that we noticed when we went to Woodwire and Volt is that was. Did you pick up a heavy guitar?
No, everything was super
It was
light.
crazy light. Like, what is this made of? So we can vouch for that for sure.
Yeah, I might have also made the heaviest guitar I've ever made, but that was, you know, kind of intentional. It was just making a maple chambered guitar just to see what would happen. And, you know, it's quite heavy, but I love the tone of it. And it felt a little more true, you know, modern Fender in a certain kind of way. You know, an unchambered Jazzmaster is not the lightest guitar.
One thing that I have to mention, I have a Les Paul double cut special, and I love the body shape on it, but I honestly think that the shape. Now I know you already mentioned, like, you know, there's inspiration there, but I actually like this one. I like the shape that you figured out even more. I think it looks unique enough.
Yeah, it's beefier.
It's a little bit more. The body on the special is a little bit on the small side.
Yeah.
But just the way that it's subtle. It's subtlety. The lines, the two horns doing two completely different things, but looking in unison, and somehow they're very complementary to each other. And you know, that's something that people have been fiddling around with for a long time. And I this is one of the few variations of it that I'm like, wow, I think that's better than the OG.
Awesome. Thank you. That means a lot, man. I mean, I've looked at everything, you know, and I was just trying to figure out a slightly more elegant way to kind of bridge the things, you know. I've thought about making some changes, you know. I'm not going to say that I'm not influenced by things that people are doing. I like the classic things, but, you know, people are kind of blending lines a little more smoothly now. Like, I'm still learning how to use, you know, CAD programs, but like the variations that I'm kind of working through right now, there could be some sort of, you know, slightly modified version in the future. He piques anybody's end.
Are you kind of hinting that there might be a new model coming?
Not necessarily a new model, but like, hey, maybe there's an evolution of the growler in the future.
See. Okay.
But I mean, I also don't want to mess anything up here. You know, if there's a good thing happening.
Yeah. Well,
you could always do the OG.
You can, but you figured out something that's really difficult. I mean, shapes, body shapes. We know when we see something, it's like, ooh. And for every ooh, there's 10 ooh. You know?
Yeah.
Inflection is everything. So, well done on that. Well, we're going to be rounding third here. Any final thoughts from you, Trevor, just as far as anything you'd like to put out into the world for our listeners before we get on with our silly bits?
Well, I get often people say, look, it says on the website that orders are closed. And I think the last couple of years I moved the shop, getting into CNC work, and I just needed time to kind of regroup and get through orders that I had on, make sure I was on track. And so I'm getting there. And I know a lot of people are waiting for kind of a confirmation email that things are rolling again. So that'll definitely happen soon. And introducing one or two more dealers this year too. I do about 10 to 12 instruments a year for the Music Emporium, and they've been kind of such a huge supporter over the last 3 or 4 years. So that's been my only dealer until now. And so look out for some surprises in a few months.
Okay.
So some instruments will be out there.
All right. And yes,
Yeah.
Is it fair to say don't be dissuaded by the message? Just contact you?
Don't be dissuaded. Yeah, just email me, get on the list, sign up on the mailing list. Things are happening. It's not a
Yeah.
There's nothing dire happening. It's just the last couple of years were really. I finished a couple acoustic guitars that had been on the back burner for way too long. So I'm fully into electric guitar land, and
Well, there's something to be said for wanting something you can't have. At least, at least immediately.
Yeah, it's started to feel bad, like how long the delays have been, but we're getting there.
That's good. Well, it has been delightful learning about your approach to guitar making and the Healy brand and some of the finer points, if we want to put a finer point to it. I think we have. But now, on for some silliness. Tony?
Yes? At this point of the show,
Would
Todd,
you rather?
I'm going to get you to work on your timing there. Because I like to have a
I think
little...
that's pretty good timing.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's because you have control of the button.
Yes.
I wish I had control of the button. Anyhow, that's right. At this point of the show is a little game we play called Would You Rather? And this being so close to Valentine's Day, this is a little something special. It seems like you have this giant, huge...
Who's you?
You.
Me?
You. Anybody.
All of you.
Everyone.
Collectively.
Got
it.
You've got this giant Valentine's Day gig. It's going to be live televised.
Oh.
Millions of people are going to see it.
Oh.
Now, in kind of a fever dream, you have a vision. And what should appear? I'm asking you, what should appear? That's right, Cupid appears.
Yes, okay.
See, it's the whole Valentine's thing.
Yes, okay.
And Cupid says, your sweetheart said you've been extra special this year, and you're going to get a special guitar.
Okay.
Now, Cupid, I think, might have been hitting the Shanky's whip or something, because he's got his idea of a special guitar might be a little strange.
Okay.
So he says to you,
well, I'm working with my friends over at Gretsch, and they're going to make a special Valentine's Day guitar. Well, you have a choice. The first one is a pink falcon.
it's bright pink. And
Is Cupid played by Billy Barty? Is that?
it might be. It
Okay.
could be. You never know. Whoever you want.
Okay.
It's bright pink, painted red hearts all over it.
Oh. Not bright pink sparkle like Sully's latest
No,
creation.
no, that was bright
Man.
bright pink. But
Ow.
this is Gretsch.
Your other one is a choice. We're calling it the brown falcon.
It's chocolate brown with red roses painted on it.
Oh.
Now, here's the deal. You have to play this guitar in in a huge audience. And, I mean, I guess you could call this the lesser of two
What was the
evils.
model of the first one?
They're both falcons.
They're both falcons?
Oh, yes.
So a pink one with hearts or a brown one with roses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So which would you rather?
Oh, both of those sound pretty gross, I got to admit.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Tony, we'll pretend that you're not Cupid.
Okay, I'm not Cupid.
Yes. Don't envision a Tony-shaped Cupid, by the way. It'll ruin you for days.
After I had to do Baby New Year this past New Year's,
Yeah.
I've kind of given up on that that whole garb. You see, I love Falcons, of course.
Yeah.
I mean they're great guitars, and I'm going to have to say of the two, I'm going to go with the pink Falcon. Because it's pink with hearts. I mean, how can you go wrong? And it's a Valentine's Day gig.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, that's fair.
Thank you, Gretch.
Yeah.
Trevor, what about you?
What nice guys.
I've made a pink guitar. I'm going to have to go pink as well. I'm completely comfortable with that color.
Yeah.
I think I can picture it in a way that the brown one, I don't really want to picture it anymore.
What's with all the chocolate hating? Come on. Chocolate and roses. That's the other ultimate Valentine's gift.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it was dark chocolate, I don't know.
Okay. All right, you're at 2 for pink. What are you doing, Todd?
Okay. Well, I need hang on.
You need a reference?
Well, no, I'm going to pronounce something very badly, but I'm going to go the brown with the roses because I'm going to assume that the roses would be reminiscent of the guitar that we saw at NAMM by Voron Saku Guitars.
Yes.
I think he's Finnish, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was the one that I did post.
You
about
mean
that
he's
one.
done?
He's done what?
You said he's finished.
He's finished. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm jealous you guys got to see his work. I was over there for a few hours, but I didn't manage to see his stuff.
Oh,
I didn't know
yeah.
his
He was
stuff.
upstairs in the
the silent room.
booth. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, he had some really great stuff. We're going to be talking to him soon. Well, in the spring, I imagine.
Yes.
In several weekends
When Finland thaws.
Yes, but yeah, really great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember seeing that on a post, and it absolutely caught my eye big time. So I'm going with that.
Chocolate brown with
Chocolate brown,
red
dark
roses.
chocolate brown with hand painted red roses, sort of applique like the what they called the water slide. The old wrecked water slide type stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take a Falcon any way they come.
There you go.
Someday. All right.
Could be a white chocolate Falcon.
A white chocolate fountain. Yeah, I like that. That'd be better. Tony, we need to thank a few people.
Well, Todd, you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Because at this point of the show, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Head over to patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate, become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win great stuff and all kinds of things. We got some great stuff planned for our 10th anniversary this year.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Indeed.
It's time to get on board. But in addition to all that great stuff, I'm told there's one more thing. What would that be, Todd?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
You get to have your name read on the thing. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers. Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects, John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Pluton, Ralph Gottschalk wins everything wonderful audio technology.
Oh
What?
my gosh, he won the Castadosa guitar. Jeez.
Congratulations, Ralph.
Yeah, well done,
you're,
man.
You're a lucky guy.
I am actually really glad it went to you.
Yeah. Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Brazen, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, Vader and Pedals, Caribou Gone, Ed Rossler, and Uday Ram.
Yes, thank you all, one and all.
But you know, Todd,
Uh-huh.
there's another group of executive producers.
Lay it on me.
They're called our Grand Poobahs. These, of course, are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones. And they wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to this podcast. A very special fez. So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, Jonathan Labate from M2 Labs, Ty Barnes, James Castellano, and Kenny Howes.
Thank you, one and all, for supporting our show, keeping this going for as long as we have. As Tony mentioned, we are working on some great things to give back and to celebrate it. If you've been thinking about it, I would love for you to stop thinking about it and do about it. That would be great. Help us out.
Will there be cake?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. We need to say a humongous thank you to Trevor Healy for sharing his time with us, telling us about all his cool stuff. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on. It was so nice to meet you at Woodwire Volts and be invited over here.
Trevor, where can people go to see the great stuff that you make and buy it?
Instagram is still the best spot. Healy Guitars on Instagram. There's updates via email from the Music Emporium when new things come out.
Nice.
So I'd say, for new guitar releases, those are the two spots.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Tony Baloney,
Yes?
you made quite a splash of them. I can.
That's just from jumping in the pool.
That's true. I will let you have that one. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, wow! Wait, you're that guy?"
I'm that guy.
And so, where can people buy that guy's stuff?
Go over to pickguardian.com. Check out the stuff I do. You know, what do? I don't know. I make pick guards for guitars.
He does.
I do. And for the stars and the average Joe.
Yes. And if that stymies you, they can get a hold of you by how?
It's easiest to just shoot me an email.
Yeah, there
Let
you
me
go.
know what you need, what you're trying to do, what pickups you're using, what guitar you have, what material you want.
And if you need help with any of that, you can always shoot me a message. In fact, shoot me a DM on. Oh wait, we didn't say the thing?
No, you didn't. You jumped right in there.
I saw a segue.
Oh, a Segway.
Yes, I
like
decided
the
to
two-wheeled scooter thing.
No go.
So, as Todd likes to say, it's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Yep, that's going to go on your new website. You can shoot me a message on Instagram at Guitar Knobs if you need to ask something of Tony and can't figure out how to get to him, or tell us about your cool guitar stuff. Anything. We are up to make friends with you all out there. So please pick up the phone. Don't pick up the phone. Put the phone down. Just, all right, I mean, just get on Instagram. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, before I run this into the ground, thank you all for supporting the show. Have a fantastic guitar week. And subscribe!
Ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka.
There's a hair on this foam rock, and it's not mine.
Who's
Here we go. We're making the call. We're making the call. Gonna make the call. Gonna do it now. Make the call. Make the call. Do it now.
Harper Halliday.
Harper Hallett, that is Joe's little girl. She's turning 7.
Ah, that's right.
Happy birthday, Harper.
I was like, I don't know what's going to happen here.
Yes, that's exactly right. You never know what's going to happen.
Just like the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, no one ever expects that.
You have it written on the inside of your wrist. It says, the guy across from you is
Trying to kill me.
brilliant. Oh, what the heck is the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes? No, it was Sherlock. I think it was called Sherlock. No, it was called Holmes. Calling up a guy that's gonna be on the show. There he is. He's on the show right now. Oh, hi.
Yeah, because Sherlock had Benedict Cumberbatch.
Who? Well, if you like this, great. If you don't, now's your chance.
Hang up while you still can.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a standard model?
That is a standard model. That's the Growler.
Oh, that is the Growler. Why does it look different? Oh, because it has a pick guard. Okay.
Tony Baloney, are you about ready to make this happen, man?
What are we doing?
And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.